tomorrow, as light as they are. And otherwise, a mix of sun and clouds, 85 for the high. Hit and miss showers on Wednesday. The humidity sticks around. We'll be in the low 80s. Plenty of sunshine Thursday through the weekend. Low to mid 80s and low 80s to start off next week. Not bad.
Nice.
For the first week of fall.
Yes, it is. And it feels great outside right now. I felt a sprinkle.
I did too, but that's all it was.
Yeah, that was it.
Nothing happened after that.
end.
What is it? I have no idea what the temperature is.
I think it's like 76.
76? Okay. All right.
Maybe.
Casey,
Yes,
you were born in the 80s.
I was.
You're a 90s baby, though, right?
Yep, born in the 80s, raised in the 90s.
All right. Well, life in the 80s was quite different from today.
Oh, yeah.
I know this because I've been on this planet for several decades.
Long time.
A long time. And some aspects might really surprise young people, especially like your kids.
Yeah.
Here's just a few interesting facts.
Okay, what are they?
Now, maybe some of these will even surprise you. We'll see.
All right.
No caller ID. Remember that?
Yes. Just answered the
Do you?
phone. Who is it?
Prank calling was such a common pastime because there was no caller ID. You could call anyone you want to. They wouldn't know who you were.
Oh, yeah. I did that before.
Casey Chapman.
Yeah, me and my friend would call people, and we'd be talking, three-way calling.
Yeah.
And me and her would be talking about hiding the body.
Hiding the
And
body.
pretend we couldn't hear the other caller.
Okay.
Because sometimes you can hear other people's conversations on a phone, so we pretended that was happening.
Okay. Oh, you're starting to scare me.
Good times.
All right. And smoking everywhere. You could smoke anywhere you wanted to. It was
Right?
allowed in many public places, including restaurants and even on airplanes.
Wow, that I did not know.
Yep. You had to be in the back of the airplane.
Yeah, because that's
Yeah. Well, it started where you could smoke anywhere in the airline.
yeah,
Then they moved it to the back few seats of the airplane.
yeah.
And
I mean, I get it, especially in an airplane.
yeah, most restaurants had smoking and non-smoking sections.
I can't believe they stopped doing it at the bars.
I know that was kind of weird.
Yeah, I mean, if anywhere, you can keep it at the bars.
And physical punishment in schools.
Well, yeah.
Did you have when you were in school? Was the principal able to whack you?
He was.
Yeah.
Yes. And he whooped a bunch of my friends too.
I was getting it in 12th grade.
Yeah.
Uh
Last year's school.
huh. I was still getting it.
All the way through.
Yeah. The dean. I went to Lanier High School down in Austin.
Yeah.
The dean was Mr. Halm.
Home.
Halm. He used to be a linebacker for UT
Yeah.
in football. So he became the dean of Lanier, and he was in a meeting. So the assistant dean, Mr. Skurlock, this is a little, I don't know, you could pick him up and throw him like a paper airplane.
He was like a little popcorn for
He
yeah.
was. And he swung that paddle in there, pop. And I turned to him and said, "You don't hit as hard as Mr. Halm does."
Oh, mistake.
He went out and got Mr. Halm out of the meeting. Halm came in there and lit my ass on fire.
Oh, man.
Yeah, I learned to shut my mouth in 12th grade.
Good.
That
Well,
was it.
That's
Yeah.
kind of late to learn that.
In many places, schools could legally discipline students by whacking them. Now, this practice known as corporal punishment was common in some areas. I don't guess it's in effect now, right?
I don't
think so.
I don't think so.
Not in this
no.
litigious society. If I got it in school, I got it when I got home too.
Yeah. Yeah.
And no internet for research.
Yeah.
Didn't have any internet. If you needed to write a report, you had to go to the library and use that
little cards.
what was it, Dewey Decimal
Uh-huh.
system to find the books. There was no online search.
Yup.
Yep. And music on tapes. Who doesn't remember that, huh?
Right? Or waiting up until 3 a.m. to hear that one song so you can hit record.
Yep. People would sit by their boom boxes waiting for that song to play
Yep.
so they could hit record
That was
onto
me.
the cassette tapes. There's no streaming or easy access to music. So that's
No.
what you had. Stayed up late. Fell asleep during school the next day because you stayed up late.
You needed that song.
You remember these? The cigarette vending machines?
No.
Oh, I remember that. Yeah, they were
What?
everywhere. Cigarette vending machines were common and accessible even to kids. It wasn't unusual for a kid to buy cigarettes for an adult. All they had to do is bring a note from the parent.
See, I heard about that, but never. It was
Yeah.
not a thing when I was there.
Yep.
No.
No, you had to steal your parents' cigarettes.
Yeah.
And limited parental oversight. This was very common.
Oh, this is where that commercial comes in, right? Do you know where your kids are?
Yeah, it's 10 o'clock.
It's
Do you
10
know where your kids are?
Yeah.
Kids often had much more freedom. They would spend the entire day outside exploring and playing with very little to no supervision.
Good times.
It was. Remember phone books?
Yes.
Yep. To find someone's number, you had to actually look it up in a physical phone book. Now, these books were delivered to every household and contained everyone's contact information. Now, you could do the 1411, but they would charge you for that.
Yeah.
And Ma would know if you ended up calling information.
She would.
There's a book sitting right next to the phone. Use the book.
Yep, use it.
What's wrong with you, kid? And time announcements. You remember this? There was a phone number that you could call to find out the exact time.
Oh, and the temperature?
Yep, time and temperature.
Yes.
It was useful when you were unsure whether your clocks were accurate. And early computers. Now, I never had these when I was in school, but some schools had them. It was just a single desktop computer, and the students had assigned times to use it. Those are the ones with the floppy disk.
Oh, yeah. I remember the floppy disk.
Yeah.
I like those.
So do you remember all of those?
Yeah, well, except for you can smoke. I know.
Oh, smoking
No.
in
in
public areas?
airplane. I didn't know that.
Yeah. That was a long time ago.
Yeah.
All right. Well, welcome to the
Wait.
the risk-free days of 2024.
What are we
What are we? What?
now? We're in the 20s,
2024.
the 2020s.
We're in the 2000s,
We're in the 2000s,
Yeah.
right?
as opposed to the last century.
Well, now we're in
when
the
I was around.
2020s.
Yeah.
Different than the 2000s. Okay.
We'll be in the 2000s until we're in the 3000s.
Okay.
All right, we got to roll out of here.
Time to go.
9:51, 9 before 10. Land passes Real Country. That's going to do it for us. We got to wrap things up. Grab our gear and
Head on down range.
Thanks a bazillion for hanging out with us this morning. Thank you for your phone calls, your kind texts, your Facebook messages, and you super freaks on TikTok. We'll see you guys tomorrow.
Dark and early.
Dark and early. That's right. Gotta love each and every one of you. Have yourself an extremely weird day. Don't make it boring.
But do make it safe.
We do want you back tomorrow morning, dark and early, for another edition of the Ken and Casey Show. Tomorrow being Tuesday.
Are you smarter than a fifth grader?
You want to try it? You're going to pawn it off to someone.
I don't know.
You're going to get a victim, I'm sure.
Probably.
All right. And, of course, tomorrow morning at 7:20-ish, again, your chance to get your name in the bucket. We're going to help pay that electric bill. And right about once we tell you to call around the 7:20-ish mark, could be a few minutes before, a few minutes after, we give you the cue to call. You call 512-564-5144. Your name goes in the bucket for the drawing, and we will draw that on October 1st, about another week or so, right?
Yes.
And
Coming
if
up fast.
we draw your name, you'll get help with that electric bill.
So excited.
All right.
Also, join us tomorrow on YouTube and Instagram, courtesy of Restream.
It is 9:52, 8 before 10. Land passes Real Country. Today's hits, yesterday's favorites. Say bye, Casey.
Bye, Casey.
Come back and visit us sometime. We all miss you. Come back soon.
It's over, isn't it? Goodbye, my love.
It is over till the first lady sings.
Let's go.
Thank you. Thanks for everything.
Ken and Casey in the morning, celebrating 2 weeks without a restraining order.